Good morning, HC. Good morning. I believe Dennis Newman probably has his mouth full, but also our invocation this morning.
Everybody bow your heads. Just come and join me in reciting the Lord's Prayer. Our Father,
who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
I pledge
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And all the things we think, say, and do
Is the truth. Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Dennis, you got a Rotary moment?
Well, probably my biggest Rotary moment is I love doing the fall project rebuild stuff and just being up on the roof, hauling those shingles around, and being with Kelly and Ralph Jones and 5 or 6 others, and of course Tom Sears there to cut for us, and just amazing to watch the roofs go up and people who really have no clue what they're doing, but somehow or another we do.
Tom, that must have been directed at you. Matthew, you got any visitors this morning?
Morning. We sure do, man. We've got, let's see here, Wilbur Holden. I believe this Chuck Alexander's guest.
Yes, good morning. I'd like to introduce my boss, Wilbur Holden. He's the owner and president of Holden Building Company. And I know we've got the Greensboro Tennis Foundation here today, and Wilbur is an avid tennis player.
Guy Urbano has a guest.
Hopefully, there are not too many more introductions of guests, because I think Jim has the application, so we'll see if we can get him in the club.
We have a visiting Rotarian, Bob Glenn from the Guilford Club this morning.
Guy, you want to say something about changing of the guard?
Yeah, it's June 23rd. I sent out links to everybody for Sign Up Genius. We also have another sign-up site where you can buy tickets. The club members don't need to do that, but if for some reason you get in touch with one of our old presidents, old club members, and they want to go, I can forward that link to them. Just get in touch with me. We have the Weaver Room Reserve, which holds 150 people. So our goal is 150 people. So let's see if we get some good attendance. It's the 25th anniversary, big deal.
So you know you're coming, just go ahead and sign up. I know it's not the Rotary way to do it except the day before, but it'll be okay.
We need to sign up a little bit in advance because there are 3 different options, and we need to give them some idea about how many. You know, I'm sure Tony can appreciate that. We need to give them some idea about how many people are picking what dish.
Cool. So go ahead and take care of that. You guys saw an email from me a couple weeks ago about taking vets, World War II vets, up to the memorial on June 6th. Bobby's got 2 or 3. Got 2. Got 2. I know Rob Midget is, Rob is, there he is, thank you, is volunteered to help escort. If you've got vets or you're interested in escorting, please let me know, like tomorrow. It's only a week away. So we can set that up. They will be treated incredibly well up there. If you haven't been to the memorial, it's really it's a DC caliber memorial up there. It's really wonderful. Also, Erica, has anybody got Ashley? Ashley here? Has anybody got a report on Erica today? I talked to. What was the day for her? Yesterday?
Yesterday.
Michael today? Yeah. Okay, so let's really keep Eric in our thoughts
The
and prayers.
operation was yesterday.
Yesterday?
She came through at 5. That's the last I heard. That was posted on Facebook. Both posted, not there.
Excellent. Well, please keep Erica in your thoughts and prayers. With that in mind, we have committed to host an exchange student, and Ashley is the only person that has ponied up for that. We really need to find 2 more families. It's only 3 months. Right now, we can pick whether it's a young lady or a young man. We can pick from Brazil, Germany, and France. So the ball's in our court. It is highly preferable that they're in Remsley District. However, at this point, we need to get 2 more families nailed down really quickly. So since Eric is out, I'll take that. If you guys will let me know if you are interested, if you know somebody's interested, tell me if you prefer a girl or boy, and we'll try to get this nailed down. Quite frankly, we're going to look horrible if we commit to do this. We're sending one. We are sending one over, and it's our responsibility to bring one back. Tony, is that about it? Is that
That's correct, yep.
okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
You want me to say something?
Yes, you say something now. Now Tony's going to put the pressure on.
Yeah. Yeah, because then we're running into trouble. As you know, I work in the district in the youth exchange, so we're running into trouble because that's the rule in Rotary. You send students, you host students. We're sending 3 out from this district, and you know, 1 is sponsored by our club, growing. It was here a few weeks ago at Rotary. And that means we also have the obligation to host 1. Dan said we have 3 incoming kids. I have that information. So there's a boy from France, there's a boy from Brazil, and there's a girl from Germany. And we have to place them in the district somewhere. Unfortunately, other clubs have the same problem. So there's 2 other clubs that send them outbound to them. And they also haven't found a host family yet. So that's why all 3 students are still available when we go to be placed. So, but as Dan said, it's getting urgent because we got a visa work organized and we placed at the schools, and there's a lot of work to be done once we know where they end up. So we have to plead, like Dan said, we really have to stand up and find these families. Again, the families don't need to be members, so we have friends and neighbors. We've been trying that a bit. If you have neighbors, friends who are interested, you should let us know. Another thing is that the kids are not supposed to change schools, so it's always a dilemma. So Ashley is a really nice volunteer. She wants to play. She lives in Grimsley, so it's ideal if you find the other 2 families also in the Grimsley area, of course. If not, it's a bit of a dilemma. If you find 3 families somewhere else, it also works. That would be not so nice for Ashley, but she knows that and she understands that. So please try to work on that and find host families. Because as Dan said, it will be an embarrassment for us in our district. Which ultimately has to happen. You have to dump the students. You have to tell RI, the organization, sorry, no, we screwed up. We cannot place these students. Find another place for them. And if that doesn't work, you have to tell the student, sorry, you can't come. It really works. Okay, thank you.
And I can draft.
I just found this on the internet. It's a little hard to get in here, but anyway, this is from Bo. He posted at 9:57 last night. Bo is Erica's husband. It's over. Big shout out to all of you who kept us in prayer. Erica and Jerome both are doing fine, actually better than expected. Both conscious, both groggy, too groggy to talk. No phone calls yet, y'all, but they thank everyone as well. Last post for the evening. So she got through it last night and was doing very well.
Dale, any birthdays? Anybody get older?
We don't have anybody getting older, but Michael Allen is celebrating on June 1st his 22nd year in Rotary. And Howard and the Triggers are having their 15th anniversary, wedding anniversary today.
Bob, you got any happy dollars tonight?
Happy dollar. Dennis, you talk about your Rotary moment. You remember that house we did that we added that architectural wave to the shingles? I'll never forget that was me. James.
So this is actually an apology. Apparently on Saturday night and Sunday morning I spammed most of you guys, so I apologize for the inconvenience and I think I got it fixed.
We just thought you were thinking about it.
Yeah, I think the email had something
Man.
about when.
Thanks, Bobby. We've had to hire a bunch of new boys, and we're expanding our office, and I moved my office down to another suite. And the way my blinds on my office, all I can see is people's feet coming by. And the guys are coming in and out of my office, and I'm seeing all these boots, and everything's looking good, and the cable's going up, and the TVs are going up. And I see one guy come by, and all I see is a feet, and I see flip-flops. Oh, hell, I'm gonna have to go yell at somebody. I get up, and the Bobby comes into my office.
Fun.
Got a couple. All right, so first of all, I want to congratulate Howard again on the 15 years.
Claim some records.
Somebody lost their raffle tickets when they were walking in. Anybody? Anybody lose theirs? Check your pockets. You did? All right.
We got a four-way test today.
And then the other one, I'm going to send out an email later this morning, so the Happy Dollars is sort of in advance. A good friend of mine, Ashley Collier, is running a bicycle camp for special needs kids this summer. She's not asking for money, she just needs volunteers to help run the camp. And I know everybody has jobs. I mean, the camp hours are, during work hours. So I'm going to send it out. If any of you guys have any young people that are here for the summer and may have some time on their hands or know of anybody, if y'all can circulate the email. There's still about 40 volunteers short. It's an easy gig of just helping some kids learn how to ride bikes. So I'm going to send that out if you guys don't mind circulating that. I appreciate it.
Hey, buddy.
Like riding a bike.
This is for a mutual friend of Bobby's and I's and many of the people in this club. Charlie Engel, who you probably know and remember, who was the guy that spoke at our club a couple of years ago, had run across the Sahara Desert to bring attention to water issues in the continent of Africa, is now running across the United States. And if you haven't followed him on his Facebook or blog or a variety of social media, you should check it out. It's really impressive. He's trying to bring attention to mental illness and to addiction issues. And every day he's posting while he's running, which I don't know how you do. But he's running literally from LA through the southern United States, and will finish in DC. And remember when it is?
Oh, no, it's going to be a little bit longer than that. Yeah, they're taking their time.
Yeah. It's a while. But anyway, an incredible feat and doing lots of good. So check him out. You can find it just by searching him on Facebook or go to my site.
All right, I know you're fast, but I'm already talking. But hey, just real quick.
I'm going to plant these out too while I talk.
Some of you may know in the northern and northwest area, there's a young boy named Johnny Van Camp who's been battling leukemia for about 3 years. He was in remission for a year, then it came back in April. But the good news is he's had surgery, he's had more chemo, and it looks like he's recovered. But I'm sponsoring, I put together a golf tournament to help the family with the finances because it's very, very expensive. These chemo treatments are $900 a pill. So I have a little flyer here, but if you want to come play golf, it's inexpensive to golf. We have pole sponsorships for $100, but all that money will go to this family to help with their medical bills. So I have a little flyer for you afterwards if you have any questions. Okay? Thank you. Alex.
So this week, I told my girlfriend I wanted a new watch, and we went to a jewelry store and we stepped out and engaged in the ring. I guess I'm getting engaged soon.
All right, so anytime you see Alex, you ask me what time it is.
It's been about a year since I had a Happy Dollar. And I've had a lot of them, but I just haven't got up and talked about them. It was about 15 years ago that a 7-year-old stood up in front of this club in a Cub Scout uniform and said, fellow Rotarians, buy some popcorn from me. Well, that guy, Teddy, graduated from School of the Arts in Winston on the 7th of this month of May, The next day, he spent a week in LA. He specializing in visual effects. He spent 2 summers now, prior to that, with the Walking Dead television show for internships. He's got some incredible letters of recommendation. He probably has, I think, about 2 job offers pending. They won't hire anybody unless they're living in California, so he has a new girlfriend, and of course now he's a week in Hawaii, all expenses paid, which is good. We didn't pay anything for that. He's due to come back next week, and as soon as they have an apartment, he's going to hop in the car and drive to California. So he really did well.
I'll never forget his college application. They said there were outstanding items on there, and he thought it meant that he was a bad applicant. More. Grandpappy, you know, you get to be his age, a lot of your friends start passing away, and one of his good friends passed away last week, and I said, well, you going to the funeral? He said, no. I said, well, why not? He said, well, you're not going to be going to mine.
Robbie, do we have a Rotary minute this morning for who?
Do we have a road?
Fantastic.
Lord.
Good morning. Once again, we're welcoming you to another round of great moments with Gate City. And I am your host, A. Robinson Hassel. Gate City Rotary was founded 25 years ago this month. And we, with this series of bicentennial minutes, if you will, are celebrating certain moments among the avenues of service. Last week we featured a spotlight on our club service activities. This week we will be focusing briefly on our activities in service above self as Rotarians and as a club to our community, the greater Greensboro area, in service as members of this club as well as in conjunction with other clubs. You will recall that when Gate City Rotary was founded in 1991, we were at the time the only breakfast Rotary club in the area. We were quickly able to connect with other clubs through that as we became a makeup club of choice for visiting Rotarians such as we have with Bob, who's been with us since that very first year, we well remember, as well as several other of our members who regularly make up at other clubs throughout the course of the week. Well, in the early 1990s, several clubs came together in 2 specific efforts in benefit to our community. We were in a unique position where we had the leadership at the very top of this city. Our mayor, Vic Nussbaum, was a Rotarian. Our city manager, Bob Kostarfin, was a Rotarian. Other clubs, from 2 different clubs. Other clubs provided leadership as well, and as Habitat for Humanity had started to take root in this community, the Rotary clubs came together themselves in conjunction and partnership with other nonprofits similarly situated to form a nonprofit of its own through Rotary called Neighborhoods United. As I said, a number of clubs provided leadership. This club provided sweat equity along with others. But along with that, this club provided real leadership at the top of that organization. It was through one of our partnering agencies, Episcopal Housing Ministries, that our charter member Joe Kyle stepped up and participated. Our president at the time, Jim Kennedy, provided leadership throughout the district and on behalf of Neighborhoods United. And finally, our own charter member, Bob Crumroy, became Neighborhoods United's first president. Through the efforts of Neighborhoods United, an entire neighborhood was transformed. What is now known as Eastside Park, what had been a series and sequence of dilapidated, boarded up, drug-infested buildings, was completely transformed through the efforts of Rotarians, just like members of this club and throughout the city. And throughout most of the 1990s, we were able, as a club, and through Neighborhoods United, to change lives and to change this community. That was just one example of the things that this club has done. At the same time, the same clubs came together, and through a 5-year plan, we were able to plant over 1 million loblolly pine trees in a project of Rotary International's right here on the ground and in other communities as well, called Preserve Planet Earth. And in 1997, the downtown Greensboro Library was rededicated. And if you go to a spot there, each of the Rotary clubs had a bench. And our bench is near the vicinity of the 1 millionth tree that was planted in honor of longtime Greensboro Rotary member Arnold Shipman. Again, this club has continued in its vaunted service to our community. Time and again, year in and year out, you are asked and you step up as members. Whether it's ringing the bells for Salvation Army, whether as last week it's providing scholarship funds for students at GTCC, other volunteer activities that we take on and are serving others and to get engaged in Rotary itself through Interactive Rotaract. Already this morning, someone has mentioned another project that is carried on, Project Rebuild, and Angel Flight, again, Rotarians serving our community. We have served Camp Carefree, we have served in so many ways as a club and also even as individuals, which are far too numerous to mention, wearing our Rotary hats everywhere we go by our examples in shining of service above self. And so with that, I understand next week we have an away game, so we will not be making a bicentennial appearance, but we shall return, where we will focus on vocational service. So with that, with another minute, I'm Robbie Hassel. Thank you.
This morning I have the privilege and honor of introducing our speaker. How many in the room have played tennis or have a family member who's played tennis? So a fair number, and I know several folks have had kids. Dan's daughter plays tennis. I know Rob's wife is very active in tennis. This morning our speaker is Mike Belangia. He is involved with the Greensboro tennis program. Many of you may know where Spencer Love is, but the Greensboro tennis program is involved with several other tennis courts and facilities in the city, including Barber Park and Hester Park. Mike runs the Greensboro tennis program, and he's also the executive director of Greensboro Tennis Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization that has several programs that it runs to try to use tennis as a vehicle to help the youth of Greensboro in a number of ways. I'll let Mike explain his background some, but I want to introduce Mike Belangia of the Greensboro Tennis Foundation.
Thanks for having me here today. Usually when I'm in front of people speaking, they're 13, 14 years old and they're wearing tennis clothes about to go on their course. It's a little bit of a change. I've been the city tennis director for almost 25 years now. So, and also we started a foundation to do junior development about 5 years ago. I've been doing it long enough to see kids 10, 12, 14 grow up, go to school, and now starting careers. In fact, one of our students just had a child last week, David Stone. I don't know if you know him, but he's an example of a person that went through the program, played at Carolina, now he's a CPA. And there's so many stories of these junior tennis players throughout the years. You see them succeed, succeed, and succeed. Whether they're going to be a surgeon, a CPA, we've had so many success stories. So it started me thinking, why? Why are almost all these tennis players, or everyone that I know that have succeeded on the court, having so much success off the court? So let's just go through a junior tennis match, okay? Because it's unlike many other sports. So you go out there with your opponent. Once you go out there, there's no coaching, okay? You're out there on your own. And you're going to warm up, you're going to play. And In tennis, no lead is safe. In tennis, you have to win the last point. So that's pressure, right? You can't coast to the finish line. Also, if you're playing, there's no excuses because you don't have a teammate to blame, oh, they missed the shot, right? It's just you out there. The other unique thing about tennis is when you're out there, you're the referee too. All the tennis tournaments, there might be one official for 12 courts. So you're calling your own lines. So you're dealing with people in sometimes stressful situations. You hit a ball, you think it's on the line, they call it out, then what? It's their call. They hit a ball, you're not sure, you play it, you lose the point, you lose the match, you gave them the benefit of the doubt. So all this pressure makes tennis a really tough sport to do well. And because it's tough, you have to learn the same skills on the court that are going to lead you to be successful off the court. You have to learn a work ethic because it's not easy. You have to learn to be positive no matter what because you can always come back. There's no lead your opponent can have on you that you can't come back. You have to develop independence because it's just you out there and there are no excuses. You have to develop resiliency because when things aren't going your way, you have to be able to bounce back. So I think these skills that you learn on the court, you can carry forward in everything you do. I bet for our program, we've had more kids go to early college, school of math and science, probably more than any other athletic program. These kids are learning on the court and off the court. I want to give you an example of a story that we have through the foundation. The problem with tennis in the past is it was only there for a select few. Definitely tournament training, because tennis can be expensive. And the training usually happened in the past at swim and tennis clubs, country clubs, and the problem is there's a lot of people who aren't members of swim and tennis clubs and country clubs. So for a city program, we really feel like it's important to offer tennis to everyone we can. So I'm going to give you a story. We're during the indoor season, we're at Barber Park Tennis Center on the south side of town. And having those indoor courts is a tremendous competitive advantage for us. Greensboro is the only city in North Carolina with 8 public indoor courts. High Point's the only other one that has any public indoor courts at all. So in Greensboro, High Point area, there's 12 city-owned indoor courts. No other city has any. Greensboro's really lucky as far as facilities. We definitely have the most public clay courts in town, which is really important to junior development and also when you get older playing. And we have the indoor courts. Anyway, we're running our junior program. We're getting involved and trying to get more and more kids started. And in walks a girl. Doesn't seem like a typical tennis player. She doesn't have a racket. Wearing jeans out there the first day. Her parents wanted her to start a sport. It was between tennis and soccer. We went out. They tried tennis first. So anyway, she's coming out. She seems to really love it. She definitely has some talent. But a month and a half later, the parents come to me and say, this is getting tough financially. Even though we're the cheapest tennis program in town, it still can be expensive. So we had a conversation. I'm like, can you pay half? And they're like, yeah, we can do that. So a couple more months come down and she's playing every day. And she starts to play some tennis tournaments. So, and she's doing pretty well. I mean, this is like 3 months. from the first time she hit a ball, she's playing a tournament. So with tournaments, there's entry fees, okay? So it's getting expensive again. And, you know, both her parents work, but they have 2 kids in college, another boy in between, another sibling in high school, and they're going paycheck to paycheck, you know? So they don't have a lot of discretionary income. So they came to me again, it's getting tough again. I'm like, just bring her every day. You know, don't worry about the money, but I want her here every day. So she starts doing better and better and better. And over time, her state ranking continues to increase. But both parents work, so to get her there every day, they can't pick her up. So I have an obsessive personality, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to pick her up, and along with 2 others. So I'm picking her up from school every day, her and 2 others. And my only rule was, if I'm going to pick you guys up every day, you better be number 1 in the state one day.
It's only fair.
Right.
But you're picking up 3, right?
Picking up 3. So we're picking her up, and you know, she's doing the tennis, and she just keeps getting better. And then this is actually good timing because our state close tournament is next week, and it's a tournament that we've run for. It's been in Greensboro for over 25 years. It's where the top players in North Carolina come to play. It's a prize money tournament. So we get the college players, the junior players, some players right off the Pro Tour. John Isner played it, you know, every year as a junior. Never won it though. Interesting. So anyway, so we sign her up. Amber at this point is 11. So a little young to play the tournament, but she's doing well. So in her first round match, she plays someone from East Carolina that's on the team. And for girls, if you're on the team, usually you're a scholarship player because of Title IX. Girls have more scholarships. So Amber beats this girl, and she's 11. Okay? So the next round, she plays someone from NC State, and again on the team, not one of State's best players, but still a scholarship player. Amber beats that girl. Okay? So eventually she loses, but she continues to improve, and she honors her commitment. She becomes number 1 in the state, at least in the girls' 12s. And she starts playing national tournaments. And when the national tournaments come, there's more and more cost involved. You know, the United States is a big country, right? So sometimes the national tournaments are in Florida, Georgia, California. So she starts to play national tournaments, and she becomes top 30 in the nation, which is really good based on the tournaments she played. And some national coaches start seeing this girl play, and they start taking notice. At the same time, I'm going around, because I want all the kids to do better, to facilities around the nation. I'm going to Florida, I'm going, you know, what are they doing, who's doing what, how can we improve? One that really stuck out is a program called JTCC, Junior Tennis Champion Center in College Park, Maryland. And they're the top program right now in the nation and one of the top programs in the world. So I got 2 things from them. One, their junior program was nonprofit, so there's no profit motive. So they found a way to provide opportunities for kids. The second thing, they had a full-time program. So seeing what they're doing, and me, you know, not coming up with an original idea, it's easier to copy, we're going to do the same thing. So we're in our 3rd year. We started a tennis school. And we started with 7 kids. Then we had 13, now we have 18, so it's growing. So the tennis school provides the opportunity for these kids to really achieve at the highest level. So I'll just walk through a day at the tennis school. And it's at Spencer Love in the warm weather and Barber Park in the winter. Kids get there at 7. They play tennis from 7 to 9. So they have a 2-hour session. Then they come in, and from 9 to 1:30, they're doing school. We have English tutors and math tutors. And the platform is Connections Online Public School, which is a new charter school in North Carolina. So it allows kids to do online schooling without paying. So we started this, and then when they get done at 1:30, then they're back on the court from 2 to 4. Then they do fitness from 4 to 5, and then they have an option to continue to play. Most of them are worn out men, they're done for the day, okay? This format definitely solves the obesity problem, I'll tell you that, for kids. So anyway, with the school, it continues to grow and the kids continue to perform. And now we're really at the point where we have probably the strongest program as far as younger kids, because we just started, 13 and under in the Southeast. There was just a national camp where they invited 12 girls and 12 boys under the age of 13 in Boca Raton. And we had 2 players out of the 12, or the 24 invited. Amber Fuller, who is the person I'm talking about. And then we have another person, James Delgado, who's 12 years old, that also needs financial help to do what he does. He's the first person in North Carolina history to be #1 in the South 2 straight years in the 12s. So anyway, we're having this on-court success, and that's great, and that's why we started. But as you go along, you understand it's not about forehands and backhands. It becomes about developing these skills, because if they don't develop the skills of dealing with adversity, of working hard, positive attitude, they're not going to make it. I don't care how good their forehand and backhand are. So it becomes more and more about developing these character traits through tennis. And tennis is a great vehicle because it's tough. It's not an easy sport. It's not easy to learn. It's not easy to get good at. So anyway, now Amber is 13. She'll play the tournament again this year. And she could get a full scholarship to most schools in the country right now. She's only an 8th grader. So where she can go with her game, we don't know. We know she'll get a full scholarship to play college. If she can go beyond that, she's definitely one on the list as far as the national coach is looking. This could be the next great one. Since Greensboro has a history with John Isner producing players. Also, success, and I think I'm preaching to the choir here because you're in this club. Success is only achieved through giving back. So all our kids give back to our outreach program and to the other kids that need help. So we're trying to create this cycle, teaching kids to be successful, teaching them the value of giving back, and then starting a new generation of tennis players. Now the problem is, Amber Fuller just walked through the door. It was just lucky that she came in. She lived near Barber Park. She came in to try. Our mission is we have to go out and find more Amber Fullers. We have to expand our outreach program and find the next kids that love tennis and give them the opportunity to take it as far as they can. If they become a college player, that's great. But tennis, as far as all you have to do is commit to it and you develop these skills. So if they're a high school player or a college player or beyond, we provide opportunities for all of them. So that's really our goal and mission. And we're on our way to get stronger and stronger. Most programs in the United States either have an outreach component or they have a high performance component. What's unique about our program is that we have both. That we try to find the kids, but the kids who love it and want to work hard, we have a program that they potentially could get all the way and get college scholarships. And that's really kind of our mission. So,
Mike, can you speak a little bit more to the outreach programs that are currently
right.
ongoing?
So right now we have 3 outreach programs. We're dealing, since I'm affiliated with the city, we're basically going through all the recreation centers this summer. We've already started at Lewis Recreation Center, which is right near Spencer Love, and then Trotter Recreation Center. In fact, Amber helps every week with Trotter Recreation Center because she's from there. We also started a program for kids, Burmese refugees, and we brought them in and taught them tennis, which is sort of a unique opportunity because they all live at the same place. So transportation is an issue. So of course I drove to Spartanburg and bought a bus, which was the most stressful drive of my life. I'm thinking, I'm going to buy the bus. I'll be able to drive it back, no problem. But you know, I don't have a license to drive it, but it shouldn't be a problem. It's just from here to there. So you know, what could go wrong? So I'm driving, and of course it's a Friday afternoon, and it's 5 o'clock going to Charlotte. So it's 4 lanes of traffic, and the bus cuts off, and I just start sweating. The bus doesn't have any air conditioning, so anyway, I'm trying to, because it's different than a car. You know, you got to flip this and do this. So finally, I got it home, but I was pretty grateful that it got back. So anyway, so we have the bus. So now we have the ability to pick up kids. And the great thing about the opportunity for the Burmese kids, again, they live all at the same place. So we can go there. Usually I communicate to them by going to the bus stop the day before and say, we got tennis tomorrow. I'll be here at 12 o'clock. And the kids jump in the van, we go to local courts. We get our kids to volunteer, so we really don't need a lot of staffing to do it. And what you find is the kids love it. You know, I mean, all these kids, when they start playing the tennis, they love it. So the problem in the past, though, they just didn't have the opportunity to do it. And that's sort of what our goal is, to provide this opportunity for the kids. And we want to try to branch out to all the recreation centers and get a tennis racket in everyone's hand, and then just give them the opportunity to take it wherever they want to go. We're lucky we already have the high performance piece, so now we have to funnel more kids through the program, and it's just great to see the kids as they go through and what they achieve. And when they come back and give back, that means everything.
We got time for questions?
I do have one thing. If you ever watched the tennisography for John Isner, on there it says he started at 11 years old. Okay? But I was the city tennis director, 10 and under city tournament. John Isner played his brother in the finals, and John was 7. Okay? So, I don't think he started at 11. So.
Mike, can you talk a little bit about the tournament that's next week and just kind of describe it, because it's a great opportunity for people to see some high-level tennis.
Mm-hmm. So again, the state championships, it starts on Monday night. The top players usually start on Tuesday night. It goes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday is the finals. We have bleachers out there. We usually have 200 to 300 people come out a night, and it's great tennis.
Where is it?
It's at Spencer Love Tennis Center. And it's like, you know, you see different people playing against each other. You know, pro tournaments, they're all professional tennis players, but in this tournament, you have some ex-professional players, but you have the 14-year-old hotshot playing against the college player, you know, and you have just like Amber, you have a junior player playing against college players and ex-players. It's great tennis to come watch, and it's free to come out, and we encourage everyone to come out. But you can sort of see a lot of the kids that are in our program, because we're a city program. So this is your kids too, because you're in Greensboro.
What did you think about Paige winning the state tennis championship?
Thought it was great. They have a history of great teams. You know, it's interesting because Paige has a history of some great teams, and Grimsley does also. They sort of, you know, go back and forth as far as, but, you know, Paige, great tradition there. And a lot of those kids are just, you know, great kids too. You know, on and off the court. I know a lot of them. A lot of them are in the program. So, yeah, unbelievable. And there was a Page girls team several years ago that may have been the best girls team in the history of North Carolina. They had 7 girls on that team that played Division I college tennis at the same time. So 3 of them were the Newman family. I don't know if you're familiar with that family, but 3 unbelievable tennis players and athletes. So it kind of helps if you have 3 from one family that's that good. But yeah, Paige has a great tradition and a great team.
Fantastic, Mike, thank you. We are deeply appreciative of you having these elementary school children humiliate college kids. Thank you, that's a small check for Gate City. We have a raffle, if you will draw and read the last 3 numbers, please.
We need to, 693.
693? Alex, it's your lucky day. Pay for the ring. We're adjourned. Thanks, everybody. Have a good day. Really appreciate you.
Oh, that's right.